Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to showcase my new scenario Battle of Grandson 1476, which I recently uploaded to the mod section of Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. So without further ado, let's head straight into battle. March 1476. The war between Burgundy and the Swiss Federation has been raging for 3 years already. Forces of the Duke and his Savoyan allies have been ever encroaching onto Confederation territory. The fortress of Grandson, just recently claimed by the Swiss, is under siege. Under the lead of Wilhelm Hertha von Herteneck, contingents from all cantons gathered under one banner to break the encirclement, but will they arrive in time? Savoyan forces lay siege onto the castle of Grandson, on what men we can't afford to arrive late. The roads to Grandson are to be with Savoyan mercenaries do not allow to slowly advance towns of utmost essence. So here is our little Swiss Confederation task force. With a few knights, some Swiss pikemen. We go also canton militia. There's our basic infantry unit here in this army and some heavy crossbowmen, which we will unlock to train later on this mission. The text will tell you we're playing the Teutons, but actually we're playing with the Swiss here, so they got their own unique tech tree, quite infantry heavy, but they also have some options for cavalry and archers, and as well as some nice artillery in the castle age. But for now, we're just trying to get to Grandson as quickly as we possibly can, to see if we can help and lift that siege upon the city. Okay, those here are some mercenaries from Savoy. They are of course in the way and need to be dealt with first. And they basically got a mix of infantry, archers, cavalry, like no obvious weaknesses, but also not even castle age upgrades, so they are not terribly hard to deal with. And no talk about, well, I didn't, yeah, music. Let's enable that. There we go. Get those barricades out of the way, man. Sure thing. Oh, that is a little bit loud. There we go. There we go. Heavy crossbowmen, as the name kind of implies. They got quite heavy crossbows. So the firing speed of them is relatively bad, but they have 10 base damage, which is for an archer unit quite good. So now what actually make this a little bit more manageable here, maneuverable. There we go. And we're getting closer and closer to this city, slowly but surely. But when it's so far this south, that can't be a good sign. Indeed, it is not, as one might expect. I feel like actually escaping there. Got some cavalry, some custodiers. Of course, I mean, they mighty charge attack. Well, lost some men, but still got a small force left. But our efforts have been in vain. The defense of the castle have line massacres before us. So that's the thing about. Oh. We use our villagers has to recruit infantry to reinforce your army. Yes, please. So we got some villagers by the Bernese now, and of course, castle, town center, and the likes. And zombies damaged quite badly. Kinda wanna heal them up again here. So, and like the real history behind the siege of Grandson was that our first target should be these fine mercenaries marauding through these lands. So now you see those armies patrolling as well. Killing 3 of their captains should put out 2 directions. Okay. So those captains are here in those 5 camps, and we need to kill 3 of them to finish that objective. I see some traders from Geneva here. We can visit them later on, so we can see what they're up to. Yeah, but again, about back to Granson, is that the city has been sieged, and the Swiss army was on the way to help them out. They actually sent a boat to tell them that help was coming, but the boat could not actually get to the city because the Burgundians had quite big cannons, which is something that will also come into effect later on as well in this scenario. So they couldn't really get quite to it, and they tried to like wave and signal them that everything is okay and help is coming. But those signals have been misinterpreted by the defenders. So they thought that they were on their own and had to give up. Then again, I think this is yeah, here the Burgundians. I don't quite remember the name of the general at the moment, but they, yeah, basically they talked to that lad, said, okay, kind of wanna get the castle, we kind of want to get out alive, so how about we give you the castle, you'll let us alive. The Burgundians agreed to that, but after the defenders left the walls, they just all drowned them in the lake or hanged them. So that's just the traditional Burgundian backstabbery for you there. Should get some gold here as well. But not so much. I think 3 days after the defenders gave up, or something along those lines, the main army actually arrived, and yeah, that is the events of this scenario so far. Of course, is Bern, which was I think the biggest yeah, defender of the case of Granson, so they urged the other cantons to actually assemble the forces and capture it, because yeah, they originally captured the city, as was told in the intro, and lose that right away again would not be so nice. So yeah, that's why we are here today. We would want to add some more houses, reinforce our wall here. Who knows, maybe that will be coming in helpful later on. We can also train some counter militias. They are not that, I mean, they're pretty good at this stage. And for their cost, they are very, very strong, but they do cost quite some gold. But they do have an attack bonus against cavalry, which makes them very nice against Burgundians. And also some of the Savoyan cavalry forces, which we'll face later on. So what I think we should do here is actually prioritize this mercenary captain here, because once we capture this camp, we'll actually get control over the dock, and we can fish in the lake a little bit. There's a relic here as well, which could come in handy. And probably should get chainmail armor, since our army is mostly consisting of infantry. There we go. So our economy is limited to 50 villages, or 50 economic units, I should say, so trade cards, and so the Swiss are going ever more impertinent, prepare to drive them off these lands. Now we got a timer here, 290 odd seconds until we get attacked here in our base, so we better prepare for that. Maybe a few field cannons might be helpful as well. Okay, and while the allies from Bern will not fight against the Savoy mercenaries, they will fight against the main army of the Savoy. So that will keep them off our neck for the time being. Like they're not strong enough to actually push the Savoy base. Actually, don't need pikemen upgrade for now. But yeah, they keep them out of our base at least. So that's nice. There's some extra gold here, so this is very nice place. Also, it's cut off from the rest by those reeds here, so that's that. We can get a few more villagers though. Get you to wood. And some more miners. Already got the gold mining here. So that's nice. We do have a market, so we can sell a little bit of wood here. So we have two upgrades here in the castle, so two unique upgrades. First is Mountain Pass Patrol, which gives our cavalry some extra HP and regeneration. I think the regeneration rate is somewhat between berserks and berserks with is it chieftains? No, it's berserk again. So they improved regeneration rate upgrade, so that is quite nice, and also I think like 25 extra HP. So in Castle Age it will be quite nice, but in Imperial Age it will, yeah, suffer quite a bit because we don't have cavaliers or paladins. That means our light cav is quite nice, but we just should not really invest too much into heavy cavalry. Okay, so Scout's still alive. No, he's not. Okay, probably I should get another stable then. Because I want to see the other Swiss factions here in the area. Oh well, Swiss is relative, but the other non-Burgundian, non-Savoyan factions here. And see what they're up to. Got that done here. Get some houses here. The population cap is 150, but means a little bit more space is there. Should get a few ships here because there are some Savoyan ships on the lake, not too many, but enough so that they will be a nuisance. Also, if you wonder why these forage bridges are lasting so long, I made all of my resources last, I think, 175% more longer, because that just allows you to a little bit more freedom in a on a campaign map. You don't need to place so many resources, you don't need to make such huge forests, and it just gives you a little bit more freedom with how you want to set up things. And make it look a little bit nicer without actually being a problem for gameplay. And this way also it's not like the whole map gets deforested after you play on it for a little bit. Okay, so let's see if we can find the Republic of the Seven Tithings. And oh, okay, now the attack is coming. See that timer disappeared. Okay, there's the scout. And the main army can't take much longer. We should not get the cans at the front. So these are not bound cans, they are a little bit different stated here. They only got 9 range, for example. And they also deal less damage to buildings than bombard cannon would be. And there is quite a huge Savoyan army. They got some sergeants and Savoyan knights here. And okay. We should get some help from our ally, maybe. But yeah, we should just fight under a castle. We got a good number of counter militias. Maybe a few more pikemen would have been nice. And also Port Canaro. We're currently not fighting our castle, but with the bombard cannons in the back, I think we got this down quite good. We have some fire support from our allies. Now, this is not a terribly difficult scenario, because I wanted to... I created that for a contest actually, which was a little bit more on the beginner level. But I liked it as a scenario itself, so I also uploaded it to the mods section. You know, we get some weaker units here coming in. These 7 things are in front of the Savoy or the Burgundians. And if you can bring us 2 holy relics, we'll assist you in your struggle. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, no, it would be nice to actually have done the unique upgrade. No, it's working. Okay, and here... we sympathize with the cause of the coalition, but also just suffered a lot under this war. However, if you drive the mercenaries out of our farms and mines, the farms and the mines, we could supply with resources. Very nice. Okay, now it's time to actually... Well, we can't. Okay, that's good. Now economy should be full now. We get some stone here. We can't build any fortifications. But what we can do is get a unique technology, which is a repeatable tech called Assemble the Cantons, I think it's called. And it will give us some yeah, coalition infantry, I think it is, which is basically a legionary. And we can do that again and again, which I think is quite nice. So it gives you a way to spend your stone without spamming anything with castles, which can be quite problematic in campaigns, because the AI and castles, that's not a very good fit. Okay, you wanna... Oh wait, did they... I think I underestimated the fleet of the Savoy, so that's that. Okay, but it's time to... There we go. Help our allies out here. I'm gonna grab that relic there really quick. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, we got way too many resources at the moment. Should spend some more. Okay, get you over there. Monk is here. Oh, we didn't get the armor upgrade. That's why we lost the battle earlier. Since they only have a fuel age fleet, it's not too hard to actually. Hey. Beat them. And since nobody will build any fleet anymore, we can just delete those ships here to conserve some population space. Okay, they got some navy here, but that's that. We might want to get some more archers or skirmishers actually. And we should have enough to do that. Lovely. Get rid of those towers. Okay, there's another relic here as well, so that's that. Just where did our monk go? There he is. Let's get to there, then take this relic and go back there. Yeah, that's just like a little thing with the relics. I really like placing them at spots where you could expect such a precious and rare thing to be, like burnt down formerly Roman temple, or like this ship here stranded upon a reef and it lost its cargo. So this way you have a nice little visual indication where those things are. Also just looking a little bit nicer. We got a lot of gold. Did we already get? No, we didn't get mountain pass patrol. Get some more field cannons here. Speed this up a bit. Not sure if those actually are enough. He's got the other upgrades here as well. We still need to advance to Imperial Age. But before that we need to kill the third mercenary captain. Okay, so that we now fight at the site. So they got a little military camp down here. They're training condotieros. I made them like a little bit more Italian, and there's a little bit of Swiss here, but they train Genoese crossbows, they got condotieros, they got bomber cannons, so they're a little bit more on the technological side. Also trebuchets. Basically siege experts, but they have no huge army. So they will still need your assistance with dealing with the Burgundian army. Okay, we got the mercenaries dealt with. Of course they will still attack us, but yeah. We at least finished the objective there. Okay, and now Geneva will actually send us resources and we can advance to the Imperial Age. Did we get a university already? I think not. Okay, let's get the stone mining upgrade. Bombard cannon. This is all looking good. So now the next objective is to kill 2 Savoyan generals. And they are in this camp here. There's one. There's one. And here is one. So yeah, there's the 2 on the outside, of course, easier to kill, because here you would kind of need to push this Savoy army as a whole. So their production buildings and everything, it's a lot easier if you just do the camps outside. But if you want to push the big one, you can do that. Like a little bit of freedom and decision, I like that a lot in my campaigns. This adds to the replayability as well. People can kind of pick and choose what they want to do, explore the map a little bit, and also get rewarded for it. PLH is going to be done, and now we can retouch the Old Confederacy Oath, which will boost our counter militia to the moon, basically. we can get the Swiss pikeman instead of the halberdier that is. Of course, we don't have the last arch upgrade. And we actually need some more farmers. There we go. And call the cantons a few times. Okay, actually you want to push to the north. There's not a mercenary camp. We do not need to take it out, but if we do, we actually get access to those strong bombards of the Burgundians, which I told you about in the introduction. There is no fish left. Okay. Let's do it like this. Okay, yeah, but the mercenaries, they stop patrolling once you defeat them, so that's that. It's easier to avoid in this way. I don't want to get ballistics there. Skip this. Get the heavy crossbowman upgrade. And since we're at population cap, we cannot get any more. Call the cantons any more often. Don't you want to push in this direction? Let's get to the north instead. Okay, also, yeah, the upgrade we just did for our canton militia enables Willem van Hertner to respawn, which is nice. Let's send you over here. And there's guys pushing at the moment. Nowhere really. Okay. I think it's you don't have bracer, but since they have a crossbow, have 11 base damage already. That is okay. Yeah, wanna spam militia, get a few trebuchets maybe. Go. The remaining upgrades as well. And there, those bombards. Probably not strong enough to push this at the moment. I should wait for reinforcements. Okay. Let's do this. Got siege workshops, which is siege. How are they called? Siege engineers, which is nice. Get a few more heavy crossbowmen. This should cost 45 wood. So that's a possibility to spend all of those resources you pile up. Okay, this was harder to break than I thought. I mean, we might be stretching our forces a little bit thin here at the moment. Okay. That's 18 men. Okay, you might be able to just snipe the hero. Of course, the scorpion is a problem. Oh, nope, it is actually not a problem. We might be able to actually do this. Oh, this is on 220 HP. Wait, don't we have ballistics? We do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you Swiss don't think we can stand in the path of Burgundy and its allies, so we try to, yeah. Yeah, here's a little bit on the dramatic side. But next thing we're gonna do is to fill the unready map of Burgundy, which seems to consist of like a handful of couturiers. Yeah. More bombards. Oh, we should get some military buildings to the front. Okay, we still get some infantry here. Confederate infantry to do with this. There we go. The second general has been killed off here. No. Okay, so they are not pushing into our territories any longer. Again, we could clear them up, but we do not need to kill every single unit on the battlefield. Okay, but we already got some trebuchets here, so that's nice. There's another relic here, by the way. I think we actually don't need much more gold at this point. Let's get gold nets. What was the idle military button again? Oh, that's it. CTRL and command. Okay. Good. Okay, there's Burgundians pushing this south. Should keep you here. And yeah, building a field camp there, healing those guys up. I think we're ready to push the next wall. Okay, at this point we can afford to be a little bit more wasteful with our units and resources. Oh, there's another bomber tower. The Burgundians have quite a few of those. Oh, that's a lot of headcannon here. So that's the thing, the Burgundians, they kinda counter all of your infantry. So that's that. How'd those guys get here though? Okay, now the last objective we got is destroy the Burgundian castle and the town center. It would be quite pleasing for allies help with this push, but if not, that's okay. Probably have their own important matters to tend to. Oh, their base is getting... Okay, they actually defend my base. I don't complain at all. If we do want to avoid to lose this castle, because we can't add any new ones. So that's that. Yeah, we don't need to push into this camp here. Push that. More reinforcements, please. Okay, looks like finally they are doing their work. You just need a little bit of a push. Go back to farming, please. There we go. Okay, and now we can push into this place. Oh, another bomber tower. I want to avoid that. I'm not sure how far you're going to push without any siege. Okay, we got some coming in here. Okay. Yeah, now it's just a matter of cleanup, basically. The Burgundians don't really have any time to mass up a huge amount of army. I think they got like 50% faster production speed, so they can combat those paladins and hand cannoneers like crazy, even if they only have a handful of production buildings. No way, they should have way more production speed than that. I didn't do the math. It's fast enough. Where's the single archer here? Okay. Yeah, stats of the counter-militia maybe a little bit on the overpowered side, but yeah, why not? You gotta win the game somehow after all. And again, this is not like a super competitive, super hard scenario. Just want to play around with a custom civ, a little bit of storytelling. Then this here is one for you. Ah, this tower is still standing. Okay, this actually explains why I was pushing in so easy on the north. Kind of distract now on two fronts. Just why it's very helpful to have allies in your team. You know, getting some more reinforcements here in the main push. Yeah, sometimes just distracting the opponent is good enough. Actually, quite well timed this little army here. So I have not been super vigilant with reinforcements here. All the blood scores just sliding around. But how did they get in here? Oh, interesting. We need to wait for. Switch this up here. Wait for arms to replenish. Oh, 13 idols. There we go. We just solved joblessness in Switzerland. Lovely. Okay. Okay, they even got 5 relics here. But now I think the unit production should actually collapse without the gold. Which looks like this is the case. Okay, now it's time to push for the town center here. and we can call it a day. There we go. This day belongs to us, belongs to the Swiss Confederation. Victory at last. And there we go, got a nice outro as well. All went by the power of the Swiss army Burgundian, and Savoyan forces were scattered in the wind. This was the beginning of the end of Burgundian ambitions in the area, or Burgundian ambitions to be a king altogether. Geneva entered the Swiss Confederations a few years later. There we go. So actually how this battle went, like as a whole, was that the Burgundians found out that Swiss were coming. They found a few, like a few scouts, like a vanguard of the Swiss, thought it was the whole army, and then they just chased them quite relentlessly. Then were just wholly out of position and ran into the main body of the Swiss army, which just absolutely decimated them and sent them into a flight. Anyways, I had quite a bit of fun doing this, like creating the mission and playing it as well, of course. So probably going to do more of those kind of missions in the future. But for today, this has been all for this video. I want to thank you all a lot for watching and wish you a great day. This has been Al-Kalim. Goodbye.